What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I have a real simple, short, easy recipe that we're going to talk about for dinner. And then I've got to get my walk in. I've got a good hour that I get a walk in and maybe some gym before my kids get home. They're getting out of school in, I think they have 3 more days. Thursday's their last day of school and they're out for the summer. So it's like, so I'm enjoying all the peace and quiet I have before they come home. I wanted to say before I jump into the rest of the video, a big thank you from me to everybody that left comments on my last 2 videos. It's lovely to see so many people are such pet lovers or dog or cat lovers and can see where I'm coming from. We've been sad for we knew this day was coming, but it was still hard. So it was nice to see everybody just wishing us the best and relating to our situation right now and understanding. So from me to you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for all those kind comments. It means a lot. But on a more fun note, I have to go put together some water. My watch says it's only 80 degrees, so it's a great time for a walk right now. Walks have really been helping my stress, not necessarily stress, but like the agony that I'm going through right now. When I start getting sad, I just go for a walk. And it has really been a big help in my overall mood, staying happy, remembering all the good times, that kind of thing. And when I come back, I've got like that oomph I needed to finish the rest of the day. I'm gonna go get that walk in, then I'll show you what we had for lunch, and then I'll show you the easy, delicious recipe. So let's get this video started. And real quick, I wanna thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element electrolytes are my absolute favorite. They're my go-to. They're the ones I only reach for. These electrolytes are my favorite because they are perfect for those of us that are on a keto, low carb, sugar-free lifestyle. And each packet contains a science-backed ratio of electrolytes. So you're getting 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. I love these electrolytes because they are sugar-free, gluten-free, no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, no fillers, none of that stuff, just great taste. All you're gonna do is just add 1 packet of the electrolytes with your water. In my case, I do 32-ounce bottle of water. I had to steal my daughter's because she took mine. So I'm drinking out of hers today. But I just put 1 packet in here, fill it up with water, and sip on it throughout my workout. And then once that's all gone, I'll just refill this water for the rest of the day and keep sipping on it. And I kid you not, especially since summer is upon us here in at least North Texas, you're gonna wanna stay hydrated. When I get my water in, I am definitely not having the spikes up and down. My energy levels are higher and it helps bridge those gaps between meals. My favorite flavor is the watermelon, but don't take my word for it. You can get this free sample pack with any order using my special link that's only available for the Keto Rewind community. But you can get this for free with any purchase going to drinkelement.com/keto rewind. That is drinklmnt.com/keto rewind. Thanks Element for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the rest of the show. So I am in the school pickup line and I thought I'd tell you real quick what I had for lunch. I've seen this method of making eggs in kind of like a wrap on TikTok, so I thought I'd try it. I'm not a huge fan of the carb balance wraps just because they have gluten in them. But occasionally they're okay. My kids eat them, but I usually stay away from them and just not have the wrap. But it was worth trying for this recipe. So all you do is put your eggs in a pan. I did 2 whole eggs with 1 egg white. And then once those cooked on one side, I've put salt on them. I then put a tortilla right on top and let it sit there for a minute so it like soaks in. And then you flip the whole thing and you toast the bottom or the reverse or the underside of the eggs until everything's cooked, and then put 2 slices of cheese and fold it in half and give it a cut. And I had it on with a side of Canadian bacon or ham, as you all call it. But it was so tasty, but just again, not something I have every day, but as a treat, it was kind of good. And it was nice to have a wrap for once. So anyways, dinner tonight is going to be chicken shawarma. I think that's how you say it. We have a new restaurant here in town that We have a new restaurant here in town that is Middle Eastern food, and it is so tasty. So it reminds me of a lot of the Mediterranean flavors that I've been after lately. We're getting lots of flavor, lots of spices, just a plate of food that's all nice and fresh and tasty. So I'm making a similar recipe. I did some looking, I've made a couple, and this one I liked a lot, so we're gonna make that one. So my daughter has a softball tournament starting today, so I'm doing a lot of prep when I get home. And this way it's nice, easy to throw it together when it's all done. So I am going to pick my kids up from school, and I'll meet you back home when it's time to prep all of this dinner. Alrighty, and here is these flavors that you're gonna use for this marinade. It is flavor packed. Lots of spices and so yummy. So I used a frozen clove of garlic. I keep that in my freezer. You just pop out one at a time. Then I did coriander. I didn't have cardamom, so I used cinnamon and cayenne pepper and cumin and paprika and salt, pepper. I used black, like a coarse ground black pepper. And then the recipe link will be down below, by the way. But I juiced 1 lemon, and then I put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in this recipe. And then while I was mixing, I realized I did not have the olive oil in there. So you want a really good olive oil for this recipe. You could use something not as bold, like an avocado oil, but the olive oil really makes it. Mix that around, and then all you're gonna do is take your chicken. I did 2 pounds of chicken breast. It is like 10% or like maybe 20% frozen, so it's kind of stiff. That's the best way to like cut it really thin, and you want the pieces that mimic like a rotisserie chicken that's been shaved or slow roasted. So you just want those small little fine pieces for this, so that when it roasts in the oven, mix it onto the marinade. Okay, so we're gonna make a flatbread to go with the chicken shawarma. So I have 1 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of whey unflavored protein powder, 3 tablespoons of psyllium husk, and a tablespoon of baking powder. This recipe is from wholesomeyum.com. I'll put the recipe link down in the description box below. So next, I'm gonna put 3 egg whites in here, as soon as I get that set up. Okay, so next step, I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. I'm boiling up some water. So that's what you hear in the background, and I preheated my oven. You need 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with all the good bits in there. Here it is. And I forgot to add a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'm gonna put this down, give this a mix. Oh, I should plug it in. And then I'm gonna add the dry ingredients to this. All right, so I put that in there, mixing that up, and I'm gonna get the boiling water next. That was just all the dry ingredients together. And once that's good and blended, we're gonna add the next step. Some boiling water here, dump that in and mix it. Now we're just gonna let that get a little thicker, and we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, so I'm just being extra, and I'm gonna use a tortilla press. You can just roll this out with a roller and parchment paper, so you don't have to be like me. But I have this press, why not? I might as well use it, right? This batter makes 6, so I'm gonna divide this into 6 and put it in here, 1/6 at a time, in a little dough ball, and press it out. All right, so these are ready to go into the oven. I got 6 of them. Yeah, so I'm gonna put these in the oven, and I'll be back when they're done cooking. Let's make a tzatziki sauce as well. So I have diced up a small English cucumber, and I peeled it, diced it as small as I want, real small is the idea. And to that, We're gonna put some garlic cloves, or just a big heaping teaspoon. Oh, next I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 2 cups of yogurt. Tablespoon of olive oil, a nice little bit of dill, really makes it. A half teaspoon of salt. Whew, can't get it in here. I'm getting down to the low stuff. All right, half teaspoon of salt. And then yogurt. And I'm just using the fat-free. And before I add the yogurt, I'm gonna mix this. And to that we add the yogurt. And give it a mix. And you can puree this, so you don't have the chunks, but I like the chunks, but I have made it pureed, and it's almost even, it's a little better. But it's something about having those chunks in there that makes it tzatziki. And that is all there is to it. Okay, so these have finished baking, and oh man, doesn't that look good? Soft and pliable. It's gonna be good. Okay, so my chicken at this point has been marinating for an hour. I greased my cookie sheet or my roasting pan, and I'm just gonna transfer that in here and bake my chicken. All right, so my pan is a little undersized, so I've crowded my pan. But I'm gonna roast this at 400 degrees for about 18 minutes or until it gets nice and roasted. All right, and the chicken is out. Take a look at that. Now remember, if you don't wanna use chicken breast, you can use chicken thigh. Like boneless, skinless thigh would work awesome with this. There's the finished flatbreads, low carb flatbreads by Wholesome Young. And yeah, so I'm going to assemble this up next. All right, I apparently didn't hit the record button when I made my garlic cream sauce, but you're just gonna take sour cream, add some garlic powder and a little bit of olive oil just to smooth it out and, you know, to taste, and it's so tasty. So it's real easy, and it made this dish really take it to the next level. So I'm using 2 of the flatbreads because I'm not having a side. This is my main meal. But then once I've got the garlic cream sauce on the bottom, I'm just gonna add my roasted chicken shawarma, and it is just a protein-packed dish. So yummy. There's a little bit of red onion or purple onion just for a little bit added punches of flavor. And obviously you can add some tomatoes too, or some pickles, stuff like that. But I just had red onion when I need to go grocery shopping. And then I topped it with a little bit of romaine lettuce. You could use like arugula, you know, something like that. And then I just added my tzatziki on top. So there's protein in the flatbread, protein in the sauce, protein in the chicken, protein in the tzatziki. It's just a protein-packed dinner. So I was super full by the time I finished these up. So anyways, that is what it looks like. Let's bring it over to the good light. Look at how tasty. And so filling, super high protein, and let's do a taste test. Juicy, so much flavor going on, and you've got to make this. And I couldn't get it to focus. So anyways, recipe links down below.